Good evening and welcome to the Big Z Sports Extra Point Show, showcasing the Garaway Pirates, powered by Keim Home Center. Now let's head to the Hartzler's Quality Housing Mobile Studio at the Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek with Big Z Sports.
Welcome into the Big Z Sports Extra Point presented by the Keim Home Center. I'm Joe Geckler along with Travis McClellan. We're back together, man.
Back again.
Have not seen you all season long. How's things going on the other side of the dial?
Well, I missed you. They say you can never come home again, but here we are, right?
There we are.
Doing the dad radio thing at the same time, so we haven't seen each other, but here we go.
Absolutely. We are doing our live Extra Point show from Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek. I call it Ray's Place, but it is Mill Street Diner here in Sugar Creek, the all-new Mill Street Diner. We love this place. Great food, great atmosphere.
How good was that taco salad?
Oh, man, it was unbelievable. Man. You had the same thing.
I did, yeah. Yours looked so good, I had to double up, and it was quite tasty.
Garaway coach Jason Wallach had I think it was called the Funky Burger, had some peanut butter. It looked really good. So we'll have to get his review of that when we have him on here in just a couple minutes.
Great.
It does. It's going to be a great place. Hopefully the owner, Ray Owens, will join us here in a little bit as well to talk about the diner and what he has going on. As you can see, the Garaway pays homage here to Garaway, which is right in the middle of town. So
That's right.
He's doing it right. Of course, his boys played. Dom Owens played back a couple years ago, and his boy Bronson now on the team as a sophomore. But we're going to talk Garaway Pirates tonight, and coming off a big win against the Malvern Hornets on Friday night, and we'll talk to Coach Wallach about that. He has his 4 captains with him today: Bryce Yoder, Brady Geibel, Dylan Sunland, Bronson Speedy, and a little special guest, maybe a little bit of relation with him here today. We'll have his son Jace on as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's our first ever, and I may get corrected, but I thought about it all day long. I think this is our first ever father-son interview on this show.
Interesting.
So I don't think it's ever happened before.
We're setting new records here.
We are, for sure. But we're going to take a break, come back, and welcome in Coach Wallach. That's after this with Big Z Sports.
The all-new Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek is the perfect destination for breakfast or lunch and is open 7 days a week until 2. Serving up all your breakfast favorites, including your standard breakfast combinations, omelets, plus the option of a la carte. Their lunch menu offers sandwiches, salads, and soup. And you can't make a trip to the Mill Street Diner without checking out their baked goods case. The Mill Street Diner is conveniently located at the corner of State Routes 39 and 93 in Sugar Creek. You can see all they offer by finding them on Facebook.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Keim, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Keim Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Welcome back to the Keim Home Center Extra Point Show with Big Z Sports, live from Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek. Joe Geckler, Travis McClellan. We're joined by head coach Jason Wallach and his son, senior linebacker / wide receiver, punter. What else do you do, Jace?
That's about it.
That's okay. Jace Wallach joining us as well. And, Coach, we'll start with you real quick. Man, season halfway over already, going into Week 6 this week. Let's talk a little bit. You've had 3 tough games in a row. Week 3, Week 4, Week 5. All you guys came out on top on all of them. 20-13 over West Muskingum, 14-13 over Cardinal Mooney, and then last week 41-8. That was 13-8 at halftime, and you guys kind of turned it on there in the second half. Talk about your schedule so far and how you feel the season's going.
Yeah, we started out very inexperienced, as we talked about in the preseason, and a couple games there early on our schedule that kind of got out of hand quick and early, so we didn't get quite as much experience as we wanted to in those first 2 games. And then we went down to West Muskingum, faced a lot of adversity. Bus was late getting there because of a traffic accident on 70. We had the storm delay, and then we had the halftime delay. But our kids really responded coming out in the second half. I thought we really grew up in that game, and I think that game is what allowed us to be successful in Week 4 against Cardinal Mooney, where we came out, had a nice quick start offensively, put up 2 scores early in the first half, and then we're able to hold on. Our defense played phenomenal in the second half and was able to hold on to that game. And then last week, again, I thought we had a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes early in the game. 3 turnovers in the first half. I don't think we had 3 turnovers coming into that game all season, and 3 turnovers in the first half. We just talked at halftime about taking care of ourselves and getting back to the basics, and we came out, ran the ball very well, and wore them down and put them away. So. To be sitting here at 5-0, not something we really thought would happen. I thought we had the potential to be a pretty good football team, and we've had some kids really grow up fast and mature quickly, and find out what Friday nights are all about, and and play pretty well. So, but it doesn't get any easier as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, Coach, we talked about your 5-0 start. Congratulations on that. And I haven't got to see you guys this year, but you guys always do things the right way. But looking at your schedule going forward, you're 3 out of the next 5 on the road. So the season is going quickly, and that leads me to my question. This is year 24 for you. So how has things changed for you, and how's the game changed in 24 years?
The names have changed, but the game's, it's still the Hill. Obviously, I think just the community support, the administrative support that we get has really helped propel us to where we're at. The speed of the game has definitely changed. We know that. Back 2000 when I first started, we were running wing T.
Sure.
2008 we kind of made that change. Because the speed of the game has had. We had to do something. We were stuck on 7-3 there for 4 or 5 years in a row, and made that change to go to the spread and speed the game up a little bit, because we don't have big kids. We don't have the 6'5", 280-pound Joel Honingfords every year. So, but we've got tough kids who work their tails off in the off season and develop and become really good football players. And it's the culture has changed. Obviously, the standard has changed, and it makes my job a lot easier when you have the leaders that we have. It seems every year, you talk about, man, we're going to lose this kid, or we're going to lose that kid, or we're going to lose this class or that class, and the next kids just work their tails off in the off season and step up and play. So, it's changed.
Sure,
sure. You know what? It's still a pigskin.
Sure.
Still throw it, you still run it, you still kick it. But
and I think 182 and 72 kind of speaks for itself to your not only your longevity in 24 years, but your success here in Sugar Creek.
That just means I've coached a long time. You're right. 24 years is a long time. When I first started, I never imagined coaching my own kids, and here we are now. Now we've got 5 games left, and who knows what will happen.
That's where I was going. 6 years into your tenure at Garaway, this guy was born. 18 years later, his senior year is upon us. You're halfway through it. What's it been like coaching your son the last 4 years? It's something that a lot of dads don't get to experience. You coach them maybe up through the middle school or in the biddy ball kind of stuff, but once you get to high school, it's usually, it's on to somebody else. But
right.
You get that experience and that privilege to coach your own son. What's it been like?
Yeah, it's been a blessing, honestly, to watch him grow up around the field. You got the old pictures where he's in the stroller, and as soon as he was old enough to walk, he starts kicking things and starts hanging around the field, and so I really don't coach him much, to be honest. People find it hard to believe, but he's another player.
Sure. Friday
nights, my wife asks me every week, how'd Jace play? I don't know. I have to go back and watch a film because I do what I've done for the last 24 years. I take a lot of pride in that, to be honest. I let my guys coach him. Our coaches coach him, probably because there'd be a lot of fights on the field. If I tried to coach him, he probably would have died a long time ago.
Yeah, wow.
Just because he's a smart kid on the field. He understands what we do. Sometimes he's too smart. And sometimes he forgets that the coaches are his coaches and not the guys he's hung around with for the last 15, 18 years. But they're the ones that set him straight, and they know when he makes a comment to me, I just walk away, and they know it's their job to take over.
Yep.
So
he doesn't talk back to you, does he?
Yeah, next question. But no, it has. It's been a blessing. It's hard to believe that we got 5 games left, like I said, and it's just going to be really weird. And it'd be weird not having this whole senior class, but him and Bronson have been buddy since they were ball boys back in 3rd grade or whatever. So we were just talking about that the other night, how it's just going to be different. I mean, those two have been around this program a really long time. Not that our seniors haven't been, but just been that special connection between him and Bronson, and Bronson being around. He's with Coach Motice. He was next door neighbors with Coach Motice.
He was neighbors with me when I moved here.
He was neighbors with you when you moved into town, and so he's been around the field not quite as long as Jace, but pretty darn close to it.
For sure.
And those two have been around and had a lot of fun Friday nights on the sidelines, let alone on the field.
Sure.
And, but I'm glad they have gotten to experience the experiences they've had, and it's been a blessing. And I'm going to try to enjoy these last 5 games the best I can, and hopefully, obviously more. Hopefully, we get in the tournament and make a long tournament run again. So, because I know I don't want it to be over, and I'm sure he doesn't either. But there, you're gonna make me cry.
So Jace, I'm going to throw one up to you here, bud. So you guys got special things going on out here on the hill, and obviously with your dad at the helm. Talk about your senior season, 5-0. All your goals are in front of you yet, but talk about how special it is on the hill on Friday nights.
It's very special to have my dad there every Friday night. He's always been beside me every day, and there's no better coach than my dad.
Yeah. Now I've got to experience quite a few Friday nights there, not on the sideline, but from the box, and there's something special that goes on up there. Talk about the Friday night atmosphere and all the support you guys get.
Oh, the community is amazing up there. Every Friday night it's jam-packed, sold out. They're so loud with all the cowbells and cheering and everything.
That was my question. Did you guys hear those cowbells?
Oh, every play.
Now you can.
No, and I'll ask you, Jace. I asked your dad, what's it been like coaching your son for the last 18 years? What's it been like being out there on Friday Night Lights, on the hill or on the road for the last 4 years with your dad? Like I said, not many kids get to experience that at the high school level, but what's it been like playing for that guy right to your left there?
It's been a blessing. Every chance I had, I've always talked to him during the games, but it's hard to. And just like he said, he doesn't coach me that much. All the other coaches coach him, but it's been a blessing the last 4 years to have him by my side.
And I've always wondered, and I was never a coach, so I don't know how to answer this question, but before you start driving and you went home at night after a game, was he able to take off the coach hat and just be your dad on the way home, or did he coach you up on the way home?
Oh, I never went home after the games. When I couldn't drive, I always went to Sam Page's house.
Okay, all right.
Not the other boys, yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah.
From a coach's standpoint, it's hard to turn that off, right? From coach to dad, and it's difficult. And it took when I was coaching Noah in middle school, it took me, like my wife saying, "Hey, you're not Coach Travis right now. You're dad." And so, how's that for you, Jason?
Well, when I think about being around a lot of the biddy programs, not just football, but other sports as well. I think being a high school coach helped me, Travis, with that because, I would go and help my brother coach pitch baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to keep him under control at times
I
too.
remember that, yeah.
But then you sit there and then you watch other coaches and forget that, their kid's probably not going to play in the major leagues, although they think they are.
Yeah.
Like every parent thinks their kid's going to play in the major league. Every parent thinks their kid's going to play in the NFL or NBA. So I think the high school aspect of things really helped me as a youth coach.
Sure.
I think it helped me as a dad, as a coach, and being able to put on that dad hat and understanding that I'm out there to develop kids to get them ready to play at the high school level, whether it's baseball, basketball, soccer. It doesn't matter what sport. Volleyball. Heck, I help with volleyball.
Yeah.
When just to develop kids, develop athletes for people like myself once they get to that high school level.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get them, if you don't coach them right, and be an understanding coach at that youth level, you're never going to get or have the opportunity
Sure.
to coach those kids at the high school level. So being a high school varsity coach, witnessing other dads, I've been around it for a long time, and I've watched other people ruin their own kids,
Sure.
let alone other kids. And listen, I don't do everything right. I know. I have my enemies out there too, I'm sure. And
Everybody does, right?
Exactly. But
Yep.
but I do. I've taken a lot of pride in that. All 24 years of understanding kids, understanding that our job as youth coaches is to develop those kids, and then obviously when we get them at the high school level, I do coach them different.
Yeah.
But they're also high school athletes.
Right.
you're high school kids, so young adults.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick. Favorite memory of this guy right here? Of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know that I can really pick one out.
yeah. Or a couple. That's fine.
There's a lot of time. Yeah, there's a lot of times. Obviously, we talk all the time about playing this game. Football is an emotional game, and you got to play with emotion. You got to control your emotion. You got to have a passion. I know when I played, my hair was on fire. I could say some other things too, but probably not appropriate. But my hair was on fire. I played every play like it was my last play. I ran from one side of the field to the other, but after making a play, I got up. I was excited. I celebrated with my teammates, and that's one thing that watching Jace make big plays, making a sack.
Yeah.
He does. He gets up and gets excited because you got to play the game with emotion.
That's right.
So, and there's been a lot of those plays where he's made great plays, and it does. So there's not really one time, but just watching his emotion, watching his passion,
His joy.
for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes me most proud, and that's probably something I'll remember, till my grave, was just watching him play with a big smile and celebrating with his teammates and hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, sure, Coach. And like I said, coaching your own kid is special. And the rule I made is once we got to the car, I'm now dad. So and before that, I'm coach. But once you get to go to dad, but those are memories you both are going to take for a lifetime. And whether you coach 6 more years or 60 more years, you're going to remember coaching your own kid. And I know you have another one on the way, of course, too. But we're going to jump into your schedule a little bit here. Like I said earlier, you're 5-0. You're on the right track where you want to be. All your goals are in front of you. But 3 of your next 5 are away, and you got 2 big ones at home. Let's talk about that last half of the schedule here.
Yeah, down at Claymont this week, we've had a very home-loaded front schedule. To start, I think we've had 4 home games and 1 away game. We're fortunate to have 6 home games, but we down at Claymont this week. I know Coach White's doing a good job down there. They're in a little bit of not even a rebuilding process. They're just learning a new coach, a new system. But they've got some players. They've got some threats, and I know they're playing a lot of young guys. Indian Valley, going to be a very tough quality opponent. Thankfully, we get to play them on the Hill on a Friday night because I think the Hill's a pretty tough place to play. But they're a very, very good football team, obviously, sitting at 5-0. Then Sandy Valley and Tusky Valley. We play all the valleys together, so our schedule's normally pretty easy to remember. It's like Valley.
Yep.
So Tusky Valley, Sandy Valley, both very good football teams. We've got wins under their belts, good programs there. Tusky Valley's a little bit, kind of in Claymont shoes, where you got a new coach learning a new system, but they're getting better each week. And then, obviously, Week 10 against the West Lafayette team. That speaks for itself.
From that city down south, is that what you guys
down
said?
south, yeah, I guess. But no, obviously they're a very, very good football team as well. Sitting at 5-0, going to be a heck of a challenge as well.
It'll be a first for Big Z Sports this year. Week 10 will be with you on the Hill. So we've never done a Ridgewood Garaway game, and we'll be there for that one. So we're excited to be up.
Do our best to make it a game.
Absolutely. And we'll ask some fun questions to Jace now. Let him, I'm going to start out with a tough one, but what was the most difficult loss you've had in your 4 years at Garaway?
It probably had to be Kirtland last year.
Kirtland last year,
That
okay.
was tough. Yeah.
I can get that.
At halftime, we thought we had a chance to win.
Sure.
But it came out. I made one mistake, and I think that just killed us.
No, it happens. You learn from that and you move on, right? Yep. All right. So, do you have a pregame meal that you have before every game?
Subway.
Subway.
Yep.
Okay.
Usually every week.
What sandwich or what sub do you get?
Chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki. 12-inch or 6?
12.
All right.
Yep.
You eat a whole 12-inch before a football
Oh,
game?
Come on, man. He needs fuel.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You got to fuel the tank.
Now, here's a cool question. Now, obviously, at home games, you know where your family sits. But when you go on the road, do you look over the away stands and try to find your family, kind of where they're sitting, your mom, your grandparents? You know, you looking for them?
Yeah, just about every week I try to find them where they're at. And yeah, I like to do that.
That's cool. And, what's plans for after school? I know you're a Buckeye Career Center kid, so what are you going to be doing?
As of right now, I'm just going to go work for Garrett Newsome.
Sweet.
I mean, not Garrett Newsome, Garrett Jacobs.
Yeah?
Yeah, down in the body shop.
Awesome. Impact Collision, big sponsor for Big Z Sports. We appreciate that. Other than the Hill, your dad may not like this answer, but other than the Hill, where's your favorite place to play?
I like Ridgewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like to play at Ridgewood.
Good grass down there. I like good grass field. Yeah.
Okay. You like grass over turf then?
Probably not, but a good grass field is pretty
I think I'm the only one that prefers grass over turf.
Let's see. What else do we have? Your favorite memory of a teammate, current teammate, could be a, baseball, basketball, football teammate, track, whatever.
Oh, I have no idea.
Favorite memory of playing with Bronson, your childhood, like he's just another brother.
Oh, there was one game where me and him, I was the 1 and he was a 2, and we had blocked like the outside backer, and we both double teamed him and we pancaked him, and we just started laughing. That was the funniest thing ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But guys, thanks so much, and Jace, we'll let you off here and let you. It looks like your wings are still there. They're good. Burger's
No
good.
one touched them?
Adam was guarding them over there, so we're good.
Perfect.
We're going to take a break. Come back. We'll be joined by the other the 4 captains here, and we'll have Coach Wallach on right at the end to talk about this week one more time. You're listening to Big Z Sports and our Keim Home Center Extra Point Show live from Mill Street Diner after this with Big Z Sports.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Keim, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Keim Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
The all-new Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek is the perfect destination for breakfast or lunch and is open 7 days a week until 2. Serving up all your breakfast favorites, including your standard breakfast combinations, omelets, plus the option of a la carte. Their lunch menu offers sandwiches, salads, and soup. And you can't make a trip to the Mill Street Diner without checking out their baked goods case. The Mill Street Diner is conveniently located at the corner of State Routes 39 and 93 in Sugar Creek. You can see all they offer by finding them on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Keim Home Center. Big Z Sports Extra Point live from Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek, or Ray's Place, as I like to call it. Man, what did you have to eat, Trav?
I had the same thing as you.
The taco salad?
I saw your taco salad, and I had to go for it, and it was excellent.
Man, it was great. That
It was
homemade,
tasty.
French?
The homemade
Yeah.
orange stuff. It was fabulous.
It was really good. So come check these guys out here at Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek, right at 39 and 93 in Shanesville. Place. Great lunch. Are open 6 to 2 Monday through 7 days a week. Actually 7 to 2 on Sundays, 6 to 2 Monday through Saturday. So check them out here, Mill Street Diner. We're joined by 2 of the captains for the Garaway Pirates, Dylan Sunland, number 30, and Bryce Yoder, number 74, here for the Garaway Pirates. And guys, thanks so much. I know you've had practice all week. You both look pretty tired. I know it was an offensive day today, right? So you both were practicing pretty hard, right? Yeah. So obviously, do you guys prefer, Dilly? I know your answer to this because you don't play defense that much. But do you prefer offensive days or defensive days for practice?
I would prefer an offensive.
Pull up the mic here. Say it again.
I prefer an offensive day.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more action, getting out there, break a
don't really
sweat.
play that much defense either.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. And Dilly, when you guys have offensive day, are you as physical and as aggressive with your defense as you are with the opposing defense?
I would say I hold back a little bit because I don't want to hurt myself or the other guys on the team.
I got you. All right. So, Trav, we're going to get into some fun questions with these guys here.
Sure.
Bryce, I'll ask you first, bud. What's your plans for after school?
After school, I plan on working in the workforce.
Okay.
So,
You have an idea of what you want to do, or?
I work at Provia right now.
Okay,
so
awesome.
Probably
He's already
continue
putting in
to-
that
Oh yeah,
work.
he is. He's already making more than me and you.
Right, yeah.
And Dilly, what about you?
I plan to work for the family business.
Are you? Awesome. Okay. No school, nothing. Not going to try to play football.
I don't think so, no.
Man, okay.
So, Dylan, for those of us who don't know, what's the family business?
Sunwind Brothers Sand and Gravel. We
Okay, there you
mine
go.
and sell sand and gravel.
There you go. That's always needed.
Now, do you work there in the summer?
I work there now. I'm in the work program.
They're both putting in work.
I know, right? They're working more than we are.
Working and playing football. That's a tough haul.
All right, Dylan, I'll ask you, man. What's a pregame meal to get all that energy? And what do you have a pregame meal that you have every before every game, or does it change?
It's usually different every game, to be honest.
Okay.
High protein.
Yeah. What's your favorite What's kind of like your go-to?
Go-to? Honestly, I would probably say a burger.
A burger. Okay.
Big juicy burger.
All right. Put some peanut butter on it.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of protein.
I don't know about that.
You should try it. It's
You're
really
not
good.
buying that? Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you.
The protein you need for sure to get fired up.
Yeah, Bryce, how about you? What's your pregame meal to get you ready to go in the right mind?
Usually, last year was Subway, but I think this year it's going to
Okay.
be habaneros.
Oh, nice.
With chicken and rice.
Little
Okay.
Mexican.
Little
That's risky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not for young kids.
Well,
it's
that's
not.
true, yeah.
These guys are like 18 years old. We're
Right,
50. So.
Well, yeah, we're old.
And guys, obviously the season going well so far for you. 5 weeks into your senior season, did you think it would go this fast?
No, I didn't. It flew by.
Yeah, the 5 weeks going fast, and obviously sitting at 5-0. Going to go to Claymont this week. How's practice been this week? Have you guys catching on to what they do and developing your game plan?
Yep.
Good, awesome.
No distraction from the Swiss Fest. You guys focused in, ready to go?
Yep.
No school Friday though, right?
Yeah.
No distractions.
So they're off
normal
schedule.
day, right?
Yep.
Don't be working. No. Oh,
Oh, they're putting in work. Yeah. So
you working Friday morning?
Yeah, I might put some hours in Friday morning.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Get up, get out of bed, get moving around, right? Don't want to lay around and be lazy all day.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you both, and you can answer one at a time. What's your favorite football memory up to this point?
Ooh, favorite memory.
Yep.
I would say three-peating in the IVC championship.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bryce, what about you, bud?
Probably going to the semifinal last year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's a big memory. That's something that's going to stick with you
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And even Dylan's, he's three-peat of the IVC. I mean, that not many kids can say that.
Right.
You know. So.
Right.
All right. Other favorite place to play other than the hill?
Probably down in Ridgewood.
Okay.
It's
That was
rivalry.
Jace's. That was Jace's answer too.
Yeah.
So okay.
Bryce, are you a grass guy?
Usually not,
Oh,
but
okay. No, just me. Still me, just Joe.
yeah.
Dylan, what about you? Favorite place to play other than the hill?
I would say down in Indian Valley, to be honest.
You like to play at Indy Valley. Well, you've had a couple good games there the last couple years, so
Yep.
yeah. So I can see that. It's very similar to the hill, but the atmosphere and stuff surrounded. So yeah, that's a good atmosphere.
Yeah. So, fellas, what's your favorite subject in school? Just so you know, my wife's a math teacher.
And he's not
Favorites?
very good with math.
I'm
so.
not. No.
Favorite subject, I would
Yeah.
say, is something to do with science, probably.
Okay.
Really?
Good, good, good
You a
for
biology guy? You like to dissect animals?
I did that last year in school.
Nice.
But
What was it? What'd you dissect?
Oh, rats.
Did you
Rats.
did you get sick?
No.
When
no,
I
had a
did that,
pretty-
25 years ago, almost 30 years ago in high
I was
school.
going to say 30.
Yeah,
but
I kind of got a little queasy.
Queasy.
Oh
You're-
yeah,
you're
it was
not
a
as
little rough.
tough as him.
I'm not. By no means am I. What about you, Bryce? Favorite subject in class or in school?
Probably math. I'm a big numbers guy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what math are you in as a senior?
Right now I'm in math modeling right now.
Matt, what is that?
Just analyzing
See,
data and
we
stuff
can't
like
go
that.
there if we don't understand what it is.
Is
Joe.
that like
We're out.
stats and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I should make you after you're done with school. You can come up in the booth and do stats for
Yeah.
me. Oh, all right, cool. And guys, obviously Claymont this week, and you got them good last year, 42-7. But you got to travel down there. The new coach, new stuff to look at.
Yeah.
So I know all the coaches will have you ready to go and have fun. Don't let the Swiss Fest or anything or work get in the way of getting out there Friday night and get after it. Of course, I'll be down there. Travis will be where are you at? Dover?
I'm at home at Dover, yeah.
He's at the Dover game.
Watching my son.
I'll be down there with you guys on Friday night, so go get them, and we'll see you in pregame.
Yeah.
That's Bryce Yoder, Dylan Sutherland joining us here on our Keim Home Center Extra Point Show live from Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek. Take a timeout, come back with 2 more captains right after this with Big Z Sports.
The all-new Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek is the perfect destination for breakfast or lunch and is open 7 days a week until 2. Serving up all your breakfast favorites, including your standard breakfast combinations, omelets, plus the option of a la carte. Their lunch menu offers sandwiches, salads, and soup. And you can't make a trip to the Mill Street Diner without checking out their baked goods case. The Mill Street Diner is conveniently located at the corner of State Routes 39 and 93 in Sugar Creek. You can see all they offer by finding them on Facebook.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Keim, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Keim Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
Welcome back to Mill Street Diner in our Keim Home Center. Big Z Sports Extra Point. Joe Geckler, Travis McClellan, and joined by 2 more captains of the Garaway Pirates. Brady Geibel, the quarterback, number 12, Bronson Speedy, wide receiver / strong or free safety?
Just safety.
Safety. All right, we'll just say safety. I say strong safety because he comes up and lays the hammer down occasionally.
Yeah,
so.
Remember that last year? He
Oh,
put the
Bel Air.
boomstick on somebody.
In Bel Air.
Yeah.
We that was probably one of my favorite calls. If somebody ever asked if I had a favorite call, that hit at Bel Air, that was probably one of my favorites. So, we welcome in these guys, and we're going to talk some more fun stuff with you guys. And Brady, obviously, your senior season, five games in, and did you think that it would go this fast?
Everyone says it goes really fast, and it has. It's crazy we're 5 weeks in, but enjoy it while it lasts and keep going.
For sure, absolutely. Bronson, I've known you, dude, since you were about 4 years old. We moved into the area in 11, and we were neighbors with you guys, and it's just crazy to see you're already getting ready to graduate high school. But, your high school career, it started – 4 years ago, obviously, and you're halfway through your senior season. And what's been a favorite memory so far for you over the last 3 or 4 years?
I would say after big wins, sometimes head coach does a little gritty in the locker room. That's real funny.
We need a video of that.
Video or it didn't happen.
Can somebody bust out their camera one? All right, I want to see that.
Video or it didn't happen, right, Joe?
There you go.
Brady, I'm going to ask you. So being the quarterback and being the general of the offense, what is your biggest strength as a leader? Are you a vocal leader? Are you a physical leader? And how do you lead your troops? I mean, you're averaging 34.5 points a game.
Yeah, just, being positive always,
Okay.
Keeping the players upright and saying, hey, nice play there, good job there, and just building off each other's momentum and hoping that's to make plays down the field.
Okay. And, and I'll ask both of you, both can answer. And I've got to call a bunch of games on the Hill, and it's fun, and you guys do things the right way. But it seems special to me up there. The atmosphere, the fans, the hoopla, the cowbells, and everything that goes with it. Talk about what's so special about playing home games up on the Hill.
I don't know. It's awesome. It's loud. The community support's unbelievable. And just you run out all the little kids when you first walk out, and then just the community support's loud. It's awesome, and it's a fun place to play.
Oh yeah.
I would say it's just never a dull moment. Just always have something to yell about, scream about. Yeah.
Now, what year did you become ball boy with Jace? Do you remember?
I think it was like 5th or 6th grade.
Okay.
It was younger.
So you've been on the Hill quite a few times over the last 8 or 9 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed. All right. So I'll ask both of you this: most difficult loss that you've suffered over the last 3 or 4 years.
I would say last year against Kirtland. We were just so close, and we had the team to do it. But I think we got another chance this year.
Awesome. Brady?
Yeah, same game against Kirtland last year. You look back, it's half of football. You wish you have that back. But
if I'm thinking correctly, that's your only loss with Garaway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only loss.
So, if pregame meal, do we have a pregame meal? Do you guys eat anything before games that is kind of a ritual or anything?
Not really.
No?
Sometimes I'll eat a cheeseburger, but
okay.
Other than that,
No
not really.
superstition from the QB. I like it.
All right. Bronson, what about you?
I usually don't eat much. I usually have some nerd clusters, though.
Nerd clusters.
Yep.
All right.
Probably not the best.
You get the sugar rush going, huh?
Yep.
All right. I asked the other guys this too. Do you obviously home stands? You kind of know where your family's sitting, but when you go on the road, do you guys look up in the stands and try to find the family?
Yeah, I do in pregame a lot. That's the only time I usually do it. When I run out, I don't really do it. I like to lock in then.
I know your dad stands on the fence a lot during home games. Where's your dad at during games?
Honestly, he's in the stands. Sometimes he's on the fence.
Okay.
But I normally look for him whenever I go out and throw
Sure.
after I'm done stretching. So other than that, I'm just focusing on the game. So, yeah.
All right, I'll ask both of you guys. What's the plans after high school?
I'm going to go to college and play football there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
Have you kind of figured out where you're going yet, or still looking?
Not yet. We're still
Okay.
looking around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bronson, what about you, bud?
I don't know yet if I'm going to go on to college or not, or I'm just going to join the workforce.
Okay.
Bronson, quick follow-up question. I got to ask. You got quite the hair going on there. How much product do you use, and how long does that take, brother?
I actually don't use any.
I'm jealous because I can't do that.
I don't use any. I just dry it.
Oh, so that's just natural.
Now, your dad did text me, right, as we were coming back. He said, tell Bronson he needs a haircut.
I'm sure he did. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So we're joined by Brady Geibel, Bronson Speedy here for the Garaway Pirates, talking Pirate football. And, of course, coming up, the first 5 weeks are over with. You guys had 3 tough games there in a row. West Muskingum taking nothing away from your first 2 games of the year, but week 3, 4, and 5 really tested you guys as a team. And I'm going to point to, I was there last week, of course, against Malvern. The first half, 13-8 going to halftime. What lit your fire coming out of that halftime speech from Coach? What was it that kind of got in you guys to come out and really, you played Pirate football that second half of the game last week?
That's actually what our coach said. It actually wasn't Coach Wallach. It was Coach Jacobs. He fired us up at halftime. It was really good.
Brady, what about you?
Yeah, RJ had a great halftime speech. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot and just did some uncharacteristic things in the first half and then cleaned it up in the second and played much better in the second half.
Now, I'm not making excuses for anyone, especially number 9 that's sitting here at the table, but he wasn't 100% last week. I believe that you weren't feeling the best, right?
Yeah, I was sick. But
yeah, you were a little
no
sick.
Excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. But you still came out and performed in the second half. Number 30 helped the running game out a little bit, didn't he?
Dylan had a heck of a game.
How is it with that offensive line? Obviously, you guys are both on the offensive side. You don't get to play defense, Bronson. We know you do. But having that big offensive line in front of you, how much confidence does that give you as a quarterback?
Oh, it gives me all the confidence. They work their tail end off every day at practice. I know they have my back, and they're gonna fight their tail end off every single play for me.
Fellas, I'm going to ask both of you, other than the Hill, what's your favorite stadium? Where do you want to go play? Where's your favorite place to go?
Down at West Lafayette,
Okay.
Ridgewood. That was a fun place to play last year.
Okay.
Coach, I'm getting kind of worried here. I mean, they want to go play in West Lafayette. What's that all about?
Bronson, what about you?
I would say Indian Valley Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always packed there.
Yeah.
All right, favorite memory of a teammate. It can be current teammate. It can be a teammate from a couple years ago, however you want to do it. But favorite memory of a teammate.
I would say last year, I would say 2 people, Jensen and Wyatt.
Okay.
Always just dancing at practice. It was
Yeah.
always so funny. No rhythm. No rhythm at all.
No rhythm at all.
Here comes the bus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What about you, Brady?
I would have to say Jensen.
Okay.
Jensen always told me before every game, find 16, he's always open out there. So that's something he always told me.
That's funny. He told me that in pregame and said, hey, look for 16. I'm always going to be open. Well, I said, if I watch you, I'm not going to see anything else. So,
Yeah.
But, how fun, and didn't get to talk to you last year when Jensen was here, but how fun was it to throw to a receiver like that? Jensen set school records, single-season school records for a receiver. And like you said, he was always open, which it seemed like every time you threw it to him, he was.
Yeah. Jensen was a great receiver, great leader, just a great football player. It was lucky and fun to play with him. So
awesome. Now I'll ask you, Brady, real quick. Do you find mom or dad first after a game?
I normally look for Dad because he's bald. It's easy to find him.
He's really tall too, isn't he? Your dad really tall?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then they're all standing there, so it makes it simple.
All right. You give mom a hug?
Yeah.
Good. Bronson, what about you?
I'd say mom. She always wants to hug after the game.
Yeah. You got a girlfriend though, so what? Do you find the girlfriend too, or she come after the family?
She comes after the family.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Brady, girlfriend? No. All right.
He's putting in work. So, what's your favorite class in school?
I would say some sort of math.
Oh,
yeah.
Math. Huh? What math are you in right now as a senior?
Not in very smart math because I basically completed all the other ones. It's just basically a rerun of Algebra 1.
Okay. Awesome. Brady, what about you?
I like woodworking class.
Really?
Nice.
Coach Elmore, he's a great teacher. Teacher of the year quality right there.
Yeah.
So he taught me a lot of stuff.
Well, what are you making in woodworking class?
A lot of different things.
Okay.
It all depends.
So Coach Elmore or Mr. Elmore is also his offensive coordinator, so that's probably why he's saying that.
Hey, that's a smart quarterback, right? That gives him more throws on Friday night.
There you go. But, guys, thanks so much for coming out and joining us, and I hope dinner was good. Go get them Friday night. We'll see you down there, and
Thank you.
we'll see what happens here. We'll see you Week 7 as well.
Sounds
Bronson Speedy, Brady Geibel joining us here on our Big Z Sports Extra Point, presented by Keim Home Center, live from Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek. Back with one more segment with Coach Wallach after this with Big Z Sports.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Keim, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Keim Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Keim, built on trust since 1911.
The all-new Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek is the perfect destination for breakfast or lunch and is open 7 days a week until 2. Serving up all your breakfast favorites, including your standard breakfast combinations, omelets, plus the option of a la carte. Their lunch menu offers sandwiches, salads, and soup. And you can't make a trip to the Mill Street Diner without checking out their baked goods case. The Mill Street Diner is conveniently located at the corner of State Routes 39 and 93 in Sugar Creek. You can see all they offer by finding them on Facebook.
That's right.
Welcome back to Mill Street Diner in Sugar Creek for our Big C Sports Extra Point, presented by Keim Home Center. Joe Geckler, Travis McClellan, joined by the coach, Jason Wallach, again one final time. And, Coach, you got a great group of kids right there, man. Fun kids, and it's been, I'm sure, been fun 4 years to be around and to coaching those kids up, and got a great group of kids.
They are, and obviously a little extra special, this group, with being Jason's senior class and being a little closer to some of those guys than in the past. But, we're very fortunate to have great families in this community that have raised great kids. And I'm just very blessed to be a part of their growing up and hope that I've helped lead them in the right direction. And
that makes your job easier because you can just focus on football and none of that outside noise.
Well, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It really does. Like I said, I know I use the word blessed a lot, but that's because I am extremely blessed to be in this community with great families, great support. It's special, and people don't really understand that until they're around. It's great to have Coach Forshee back this year, who's been gone. He's seen the other side of things in some of the districts he's been in, and he is just so gracious to be back around some of these kids in this environment. And it does. It reiterates, re-supports, knowing that others see what I see on a daily basis for the last 26 years.
Yeah. Coach, so we talked about your 5-0 start. We talked about the schedule. Now we're going to talk about the tournament. And you moved divisions, you moved regions. Can you touch on that a little bit? You're sitting third right now.
Yeah, last year we were Division 6. We've jumped back and forth between 5 and 6. Here's the thing: we only have 135 boys in the top 3 grades, so our numbers would put us back in Division 6. But we've been fortunate to have some kids that have moved in and played for us, and those competitive balance numbers have put us back up to Division 5, and rightfully so. Listen, I'm okay with that. We've been very successful. Whether we're a Division 5 program or Division 6 program, we've been successful, and it's our region's again very tough. Now there's no Kirtland in it, which is kind of nice.
Sure.
Perry's been they jumped to Division 4, but South Range, who we would love to get back, and have a shot at them.
Sure.
From a few years ago, Poland Seminary has been very good traditionally. Heck, they played Dover, I don't know, 6-8 years ago. They're Division 3 playing Dover, so in the tournament. And Manchester's back on track. They've been good. We've played them in the past in the tournament when they had Ethan Wright, who went to Cincinnati, and the tailback. Yes,
Garrettsville Garfield's in there.
Garrettsville Garfield. We've played in the past. So a lot of the teams we've played. We're familiar with a lot of the teams in the region because we've played quite a few of them, but like a Poland Seminary we haven't. But it's a tough region, top to bottom. Hopefully we get a couple more wins and give ourselves a shot.
Sure.
We got to stay healthy, and anything can happen.
We talked about it a little bit last week in the pregame. Fair Week was last week. Now you get Swiss Fest this week, back-to-back weeks of possible distractions for your team. How do your boys and how the coaching staff handle those outside distractions, especially the last 2 weeks with Fair and Swiss Fest?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. When I came 26 years, honestly, and you'll be very surprised in my answer. 26 years ago, we harped and harped and harped and harped. We don't talk about it. You know what? If our kids are not going to make good choices, we'll know, and we don't talk about it. And go to the fair, get your pork burger, get your elephant ear, go down to the Swiss Festival, get your apple fritter. There you go, Chip Amicun. I'll throw a plug in there. Go down and get your apple fritter and get back. Here's the thing. Our guys have bought into the program. They understand what it takes. I do. You guys heard me tell them when they left here, put your seatbelts on, drive smart, don't speed. I worry about those things every single day. I got bigger things to worry about, things like that. We had a young gentleman who was in an accident tonight. We're praying for him and his family, and hopefully everything turns out well there. I got bigger things to worry about than whether my guy's at the fair until 10 o'clock at night. A lot of our kids were there. Listen, we got a ton of kids who are involved in 4-H.
Sure.
And a lot of them were showing last week. Missed a lot of them in practice because they're showing. I had my own kids who were in 4-H, so I get it. I understand the time and the effort, the energy it takes to raise an animal and what they go through before the sale and showing and all that. So I believe it or not, we don't harp on it because I don't know. I guess I said I have good kids, great families. I trust their families are doing the right things, making sure that they're home. We have our curfews and those things, and I don't worry about it anymore. Used to worry about the little things like that.
Yeah.
If you allow it to become a distraction,
it
becomes a distraction.
Yep.
So
we talked about the great kids, and I'm going to touch on your staff. They're good people. Got to be around them a little bit over the last. I think this is year 8 for me, somewhere in there. And you give them a lot of the credit a lot of the time, but you put a great staff together. Talk about those guys that are in the trenches with you.
Yeah. Again, I'm very fortunate. Joe, you've come to a couple of practices, and I tell you, I stand around and don't do a whole lot ananymore.
We talk a lot during
we talk a lot during practices.
Well, defensive practice we can.
Well, definitely. I am very fortunate. Dan Neff says all the time, we probably got one of the best offensive line coaches not only in the county but in the state. And Cedric Gerber, he's been with me a long time. I had the blessing of coaching him back in high school. Preston Elmore, same thing, coached him playing for us. Darren Yasik's been with us now 7 or 8 years, 9 years, whatever it's been. Wes Hostetler's been with us for a long time.
You coached
15,
against him.
Coached against him. Yeah, he was a heck of a player. I'm glad he's on our side now, and don't have to worry about that. But my brother, has been here now for 6 years. I think this is his 6th year. Eric Miller, who I played college with. Travis, you would know Eric.
Yeah.
Eric's been with us now for 2 years. He's kind of the young old guy on staff. Coach Forsey's back. He coached with me my first 2 years as a head coach. Then he had to make some family decisions and ended up moving. The whole family. At one time, he was teaching in Garaway. His wife was teaching at Tusky Valley, and his kids were going to Strasburg. They were 20, however many years ago, 21 years ago, they were able to all be in the Canton South school system, so that it helped them out. They were able to move and do that. So it's he's back. I hate mentioning players. I hate talking about coaches only because individually, only because I always forget. Terry Corder comes out. Terry coached me as a freshman in high school, but he comes out. He knows his role. Is our scout team guy. He runs our scout teams for us, so don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
Joel Honingford is back in town and coaching, using his knowledge and
a national championship college player on a high school staff.
Yes, getting Joel back. Sam Page, who played for us, comes back and has coached for us for the last 2 years, and helps with our freshman team. And my junior high coaches, I would have to mention them too. Zach Motes has been with me all 24 years, and a lot of those guys, Jordan Hartzler and Curtis Rudd, Matt Andrews, a lot of those guys. I got Ethan Miller and Mason Elliott who played for me. So a lot of those guys have come back into the program, coached. It's just I'm lucky. I am very fortunate. Those guys understand their role. They have great relationships with our kids. They get on them. Yeah. They do. And, there's times that the kids hate them. But 5 minutes later, they love them because our guys show that love, a little pat on the back. But, a little boost.
You can coach them as hard as you love them, right?
Amen. Amen.
Coach, I have to ask you this because it's just a funny comment coming up here in a couple weeks.
Before you ask me, Dave Shutt. I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you. Shutty coached for me when I first started.
Hall of Famer.
Left us. Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame basketball coach. Yeah. He left us, went to the basketball side of things, has come back the last, I think this is – it might be 5 or 6 years also. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm telling you.
I'm going to come up too.
I got a lot of coaches.
And I know you don't like to talk about individuals, but my point being the success you had, and not only that, it's a testament to what you guys done and a testament to you that you've had all those guys. You guys are a close-knit group, and I've always told you that's special. And to have that longevity, and I appreciate you going down one by one, but as a staff, that's not as common.
They're the ones that keep me going. Believe me, they do. They keep it going, and because – Darren Yasik made a joke a couple years ago that I coach in the off season. They coach during the season, and I don't expect a lot of them in the off season. Let me handle that part of things, getting up at 5 a.m. 4 or 5 days a week in the off season, and they do, and I feel that's why I'm able to retain my staff because. Sure. Listen, obviously I have the final say in things. That's not an egotistic thing.
No, that's
Wes Hostetler and I work very well together. Coach Elmore and Coach Gerber and I work very well together, putting game plans together. I let them do their thing. We sit down, we talk about it, we draw it on the board, whatever we got to do, because ultimately it is my butt.
There's only one general, right?
There's only one general.
Yep.
And but I just feel I let those guys coach.
Sure.
And that's what keeps them coming back every day.
Sure.
And they do a great job, not only with the coaching, but the relationships that they make with their players.
Yeah.
It's second to none.
We'd be remiss to not mention Coach Shuddy, his mom in the hospital right now. Our thoughts and prayers for her as well. I know last week she was up there. I think she's still in the hospital. So sending some positive vibes and thoughts and prayers out to Dave's mom who's up in the hospital. So I was going to ask you, come Thanksgiving, you got a couple weeks here. Does that loss you took to your brother still haunt you?
Which one?
A couple. I don't know. Was it 6-7 years ago when he was the interim coach at Tusky Valley?
I don't remember that. For some reason,
right from the record.
I don't know what you're talking about. So,
Wiped from the record.
Was that your toughest loss?
Listen, that was 7 years ago.
Was it that long ago already?
Oh, it was more than that. Yeah, it was 7 years ago. Because this is Chad's 6th year with us on staff. So
yeah.
No, that was probably one of the top losses. We can't give Chad any credit for that win, of course. But
who was helping him, Coach? Was that Love? Was that Curtis Love?
Yeah. Yep.
So, well, Coach, thanks so much taking time out of your busy week. I know you're preparing for a game and getting back to the family. You were away from the family long enough, but coming out talking Garaway football with us, we appreciate it, and all the access you give us and what you do for us as Big Z Sports, we appreciate it.
Well, and the one last one that I do have to mention is Blaine Lintern.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, if you've ever been to a game on the Hill, the last 4 years on a Friday night, the energy, a lot of that is Blaine and the music that he plays and the videos that he spends time doing, and all of our equipment that he does during practice, all of the setup from technology. Listen, that guy, that I don't know what we're going to do.
Can Garaway create a position for him to come back and just
Well, unfortunately, I think he wants to go be like an anesthesiologist or something, something crazy like that. But I'm hoping and praying that he doesn't go to a big school, that he goes to Kent State branch for a couple of years and gets some cheap classes out of the way, and we have him for a couple more years.
There you go.
But no, listen, that kid has been unbelievable what he does for us. And I know every program's got one. Blaine Lintern is ours. I don't know if there's another guy in the state of Ohio, another high school kid that works as hard as that kid and does what he does.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just telling you, it's unbelievable.
For a home game, we roll in about 4:15. He's already there, and he's already doing stuff. And great young man, great family as well.
Oh yeah, yep. And his dad's coach the Pee Wees, Doug Young, down at the Pee Wee level. I better throw that one out there. Listen. You guys think I'm crazy. I wish you'd be in my shoes one time, because I'm telling you that I forgot somebody, and I guarantee you I will hear about it. I guarantee you. I mean, the filmer's my dad. I better mention that one, right? My wife. I mean, my mom, my grandma, whoever.
Well, next time I ask you that question,
I'm going to do as a whole. Yep, we're doing – see, now you guys see why I do generalities, right?
Right.
Because, hey, I've always said, and listen, I'm telling you, I told Matt Von Kennel the same thing. You will never hear from the kids' parents that you don't mention.
Sure.
If you don't mention any of them. So that's the advice that I gave a first-year head coach. Different sport, but anyway.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much. Go get him Friday night. We'll see you down in Yorksville.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's Jason Wallach joining us here to talk about the Garaway football program. And Travis, been great, man.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Hour on the airwaves with you again, and we don't get to do games anymore until Noah's gone. But but you know what? Been great doing a show here with you, and
always a good time.
Have fun with Dover Canfield on Friday.
That's right.
And
should be a good one.
I'll tune in after we're done.
All right, sounds like a good one.
For everybody here at Mill Street Diner, the Claxon Communications crew, Adam Soweski and Coach Wallach, Joe Geckler for Travis McClellan saying, so long, Z Country.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of high school sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.